Even though I would be screaming with excitement in front of my friends or people that I'm just comfortable around, I would come home and say about the same thing, something like, oh yeah, that was fine. Oh, it wasn't a big deal. Yeah, that actually sucked a little bit. Hi, this is Edith and welcome to the Authenticity Oasis. This video is on a very specific topic and it's about you being a little bit different version of yourself in front of your parents. If I completely change my personality in front of them, why is this? Even though I would be screaming with excitement in front of my friends or people that I'm just comfortable around, I would come home and say about the same thing, something like, oh yeah, that was fine. Oh, it wasn't a big deal. Yeah, that actually sucked a little bit. And then you look into your eyes in the mirror and you go like, I want to share. I know that I am a different person in front of my friends. Why can't I just share this joy? Why can't I be as I am when I'm feeling my best self? And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why is this happening, what it tells about your childhood, and the things that you can do now so that you become this healed version of yourself and you no longer will need to dim the light of yours that is just so powerful. So let's get into it. We play roles daily. We always need to adjust our personalities a little. But this is not about adjustment. This is a topic about more deep reason why are you doing it. Because the why is the most important thing. Why are you adjusting your personality? Is it because of you know that out of respect you adjust your personality, out of politeness you adjust your personality? Today we're going to talk about the fact that you can't help yourself and you need to switch into this numb version of you in front of your parents and basically relatives. Really anyone that had a very great amount of influence on you from the age 0 to, let's say, teenage years. And by the end of this video, you will be well introduced to the reasons why this is happening and why this has root in your childhood and why it continues into your adulthood. You're adult, you're grown man, grown woman. Why is this still repeating, right? Also, you will understand why this is not your fault, and you will be also offered a few tips how to slowly but surely heal this, because this can be absolutely healed, and this is also a type of relationship that has to be healed. You're with your friends, you're laughing, you're making jokes, you are feeling yourself. You are in your most likely extroverted part of yourself. You feel very comfortable and you don't need a social battery for it. And you're dreaming out loud, you're just being excited for your friends, you're supportive and you are supported. But the moment you come home, there is like this switch that starts your numbness and that starts your version of yourself that you created in your childhood. Why? You feel smaller, you feel quieter, and you immediately start to dim your light. And the moment your parents ask you about your life, about things that maybe worked out for you, you almost even sabotage it. You're like, well, I don't know, nothing really, special, yeah. And you start complaining even, and as if you feel like you want to only give bad energy to your parents. But why? This pattern almost never starts in adulthood. It usually starts when you're little, and it usually signifies one thing that you've learned when you were a child. that being yourself wasn't safe. And what is the most important thing for a child? It's safety, and it's the fact that you are going to survive the day. That was the most important thing for a child. So of course the child will do anything so that he would or she would conform to the version that the parents wanted, or to the version that the child thinks that the parents want the child to be. Maybe you were raised in a home where your excitement was dismissed as too much, or your ambitions were met with skepticism or sarcasm. Your feelings were invalidated or ignored, or you were raised by parents that were very stressed or emotionally unavailable. And quite consequently, you as a smart little child made one decision. I'm gonna tone myself down in order to survive and stay safe. It wasn't conscious, it was survival. And what I want you to do now, and I really need you not to skip this, because this is very important. Listen to me close. And let's do this exercise together. 2 minutes are going to be a moment where you are, maybe after like 30 seconds, gonna get a little bored. You won't do anything and you won't listen to anything. There will be complete silence. And during these 2 minutes, you are going to just flash back through your childhood. And now I'm going to read you some scenarios that are very possible that happened throughout your childhood. But your brain might not remember it consciously. And so we need to really get deeper in order to find this memory, because this memory needs to be addressed. And like that, you heal. 2 minutes isn't too much, it's actually very little. And for the real healing, there has to be put in bigger effort. But for now, I just want you to have this like a little trailer for what it might feel like. And so after I read these scenarios, there will be 2-minute window and you won't do anything. I hope that there will be no ad in that moment. God, please. Just sit and think about your childhood, and then you are going to write it down, because these are the first moments of your awareness, and this is the most important first step. And if this video has to help you somehow, this exercise is the key how it's going to be effective, and you're not going to just nod your head along and take actually nothing from this video. So this is the most important part of this video. Let's do it together. Maybe you were told not to feel so much and not to be excited all the time, because your joy was annoying. It was disturbing your parents. Second scenario, your parents' love came with strings attached. You had to be polite. If you were doing any kind of sports, they really wanted you to be first, and it felt almost like a condition. If you're not going to be first, you're not going to be that loved. Even bigger feeling if you have siblings. Another scenario, your family would die for fitting in. They would always rather fit in than to be extra in something. As from my own experience, this gets more intense if your family is religious. Another scenario, very interesting one, that your parents could have been threatened by your light because they themselves had never had the opportunity to shine on their own. And so they felt even slightly envy. This is not for them to be blamed, because they also just wanted love. They wanted to be and feel loved. They wanted to feel heard, as every human being on this earth wants and needs. So this is not for them to be blamed. This is just for you to know in order to heal yourself. This is not about them. Your life is not about your parents. Your life is about you and only you. Your parents and everyone else is extremely important, but you are the most important person, because the life you're living is happening and you see everything because of you. No one else can do life for you. Your parents are really just human beings, and it's beautiful to see them more like a complex stories than just a burden, because they aren't a burden. You decide if they are or not. Every person in your life can teach you something. So it's up to you how you decide what are these lessons going to be, what are you going to take out of that relationship, and what are you going to learn from it. The last scenario, dreams weren't seen as something practical. There was just work, no feelings really, no emotions. The life is really about survival. Here I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to think about whether you recognize yourself in any of these scenarios, or maybe if you had your unique special scenario, which is also very possible. See you in 2 minutes, you can do it. Got something? Perfect. If you didn't got anything, don't worry about it. That's okay. Don't get discouraged by it. Everyone needs a different amount of time. So if you need more time, just allow yourself to have some more time. If you have written something, this might be very probably the reason why are you now still in your adulthood downplaying your success, and why are you basically not being yourself? Why are you this volume down version of yourself? Even though that you're adult, you've came through this evolution, and what you are now is also what you were 13 years from now, what you were 20 years from now, and also what you were when you were a child. And all these versions are in you, and therefore there has to be this inner child that still feels like a kid around your parents. And therefore it's very easy to call back every damn behavior, that you developed and as you adapted in your childhood. And when it comes to sharing your success, you can think about like, okay, but if I show how happy I am, they will reject me. Or, but they won't understand it. Why even bother explaining something to them? Or, I don't want to feel stupid and misunderstood. Because your child still has these wounds and we really don't want to even touch them. That's why you still keep repeating this behavior, because we don't want to get ourselves into the same situation. So you go numb again. You play it safe. You dim the light in order not to touch those wounds. And this is not weakness. It's just sign of you protecting yourself. And so if you tell yourself, okay, this is really painful to feel like I'm rejected, like I'm not safe, like I'm not part of a group, I'm going to numb myself first before anyone else has the opportunity to do so. So what's the first step to heal this? On the first place, and in almost any case, when it comes to healing, because awareness is really, it's like a base when you're building a house and you want it to be really robust, you really want it to be solid. You need a good ground, you need a stable ground, and the stable ground for us is awareness. Just be more mindful. Notice when you start to shrink, when you start to downplay yourself, when you start to complain. Observe yourself when you are in a family gathering, if you are on a wedding or anywhere. Really let your self become your own coach. Like I used to do this. I used to analyze myself like this because no one else could analyze me in this environment. I needed to do it myself. And so it really helped me to become more self-aware, to control my own emotions, to become aware of them, and to become really in the moment and, you know, like me, to get to know myself. It's really amazing technique and I recommend it 100% every day. Step 2. Imagine you're at the family meeting, maybe a Christmas dinner, and you are going to say this slight micro success that you achieved. And you are not going to say everything about your success. If you were, for example, promoted, or if you signed a big deal with someone, whatever. Don't tell the numbers, nothing like this, but just say that you're really happy about it. Just say that you are really glad and you're excited. Just say these words in it. Allow to say it to yourself. Maybe there is someone in the family that also needs to hear it. It would be like a permission for him. And maybe you are going to be supported also by your family. Celebrate that you have actually found out that you can be yourself and that it is welcomed and that it's supported and it's amazing. And then you're going to be just excited about your family dinners more because you have just found out this one thing, and your relationships are just going to get better. And if you are going to be faced with sarcastic jokes, with compliments that are, actually judging you and want to make you feel bad, let them. As Mel Robbins said, let them do what they want. Because you know what we talk about. Gossiping is going to always come back to you. You are going to create the life by your words also. And so if you're gossiping, if you're complaining about stuff, it's not about the person you're talking about, it's about you, and you are going to suffer from it. So let everyone just do their thing. If they are good people, support them. If they are toxic, let them. And maybe walk away. Eat your dessert, get out. And so if you would be faced with judgment as you thought you would. That's when the safe witnessing comes to play. And it should be actually practiced on a daily basis, or not daily basis, but naturally, with your friends that you feel really good about, with your coach, with your mentor, with anyone that you really trust. Celebrate it with them, and celebrate it like really just be this joyful being around them, and let them support you and you support them. And this is how you create this strong community and your strong circle that pushes you, that keeps you going, and that motivates you and inspires you. So if your family isn't really going to become this source, this new source that could be supportive, it's really important to have the circle that will get you going. Even though it directly isn't about the situation when you are feeling like you are being, like you downplay yourself, or like that you are just this numb person, the safe witnessing makes you more confident because it acknowledges what you've done, your success, your achievements. It acknowledges it, and therefore it makes you more confident in other situations. And not necessarily like this. It's a process, and you also need to apply a good amount of patience, time, and effort, but it's working. And you are going to get better and better in facing judgment, even the judgment from parents, which has way more deeper history and deeper why. But you're going to get better and better in sharing and being proud about yourself in a healthy way. We have safe witnessing with your friends. We have to do safe witnessing with yourself. Once you can support your own self, you will get through any situation. You are gonna know what is your worth. You're gonna know what's your value. You have no time by bothering the lady Jessica who needs to talk about you for 1 hour through gossiping, through toxic comments, through sarcastic jokes. You don't care because you know what's your value, and the Jessica is not connected with your value. And naturally, once you come home, you come more proud, you come more grounded, you come more stable, and you can look into your parents' eyes. Once you also understand that they had also some kind of history, they also cannot be blamed. It's not their fault that they are the way they are. Maybe they could have gone to therapy, but they didn't. And that's just okay for now. We're gonna accept the situation, appreciate everyone around us. At the end of the day, your parents gave you your life. You really want to be deeply grateful, and this gratefulness would be way bigger than the fact that you were numbing yourself because there were maybe some conditions, because you were told to be quiet almost all the time, and that's why now they just don't get to see your true self. You can also reframe it like, they gave me my life, they deserve to see who they raised, who is their daughter, who is their son. They deserve it. So I'm gonna give it to them. And I might try it. I might try to share everything as I am, be really, really my true self. If I want to dance, I'm gonna dance. If I want to sing, I'm gonna sing. And if they're going to complain, okay, you can adjust. But now it's not you adjusting because you can't help yourself. Now it's the adjustment that we have been talking about in the beginning. It's the adjustment out of respect. Next to your inner validation, your self-compassion is also extremely important. If you catch yourself being this numb person again around anyone that you know and that you have the history with, from a family member or maybe even your teacher. You could be also numbing yourself in front of teachers and people that basically raised you when you were a child. Be compassionate towards yourself. It's not your fault. It's the protection that you had to create. If you were faced with certain situation in your childhood, you were smart enough to create this strategy. It's a protection, and it can be slowly healed and taken away. But everything that is worth something takes a little bit of effort, time, and we just need to be patient. And if you've never heard this before, hear it now. You don't have to keep splitting yourself in two just to please someone. You don't have to dull your shine in order to belong. And you are absolutely allowed to be who you truly are, anywhere you go, and especially at home. And remember, there is nothing wrong for you feeling this way. You were just a child that was doing its best. But now you're an adult that gets to choose something different, that gets to rewrite the script that has been written by someone else. If you want further guidance on how to reconnect with your authentic self and how to feel safe while being seen, you can check out my other videos or you can reach out to me directly. Remember that you deserve to live unfiltered. I'm proud of you. You keep going, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.